9 years ago, that song, Friday, took the world by storm, and at the center of it all was Rebecca Black, a then 13-year-old who became an overnight celebrity.
She's 22 now, and she's opened up about kind of what that journey's been like there, the ups and the downs of it, in her new YouTube series, of course. And she's joining us this morning on a Good Friday. Good morning, Rebecca. How are you?
Morning, how are you?
We're great, thanks. Thanks for joining us this morning. And of course, that song will never be out of your life. We know that. And does it get to the point where you're just like, oh man?
I mean, it's been 9 years.
Yeah.
You know, so it's an up and down. But honestly, I could have never expected like what would kind of happen over the past month in regards to when I made that post. Kind of reflecting on it, I was just trying to open up a little bit more and maybe be a bit more honest. And I really appreciate the support, you know, and people maybe looking back and reflecting a bit more.
Let's talk about that you're referring to, because we're looking at you, 13 years young, 100 million views on YouTube. You were an instant celebrity, and of course a lot of good comes with that, and then a wave of trolls, as it were. So what are you referring to? Let's tell, the country right now, because it is something that really made its mark. Yeah. And why did you decide to wait until now to talk about the backlash and the bullying that came with your success?
The thing is, I've talked about it probably more times than I can count. But, going from 13 to 22, I had a lot to process and a lot to learn and understand. And it wasn't really, I never really felt like I was waiting to talk about it. I think I've just maybe become a little bit more able to, look back on what happened. So about a month ago, I made a post on Instagram where my cat is meowing in the background. Here we are. All doing safety at home. I made a post basically just being a bit more honest about what really it looks like to have the entire world know who you are and make such stark opinions about who you are when you're so young, and really what those next few years look like for you. And
you had to grow up fast because of that. And, listen, I love the song from when it came out. I do a mix show on radio as well. And we still play it. And I think, you were a huge super fan of Justin Bieber. It's not that far off from Baby. Let's be honest about that, okay? So people need to just chill about the song. Like, it's a good song. It's fine. It is what it is. It's a moment that happened. But you've been moving on. You've done other music. You are not just the Friday girl. People need to understand that. Now, just a few years ago, you worked with Phineas. Now, you guys have known each other for a while. Of course, Billie Eilish's brother. And, for him to produce a song, is that something you want to get back into with them, maybe working with them again? Are there other people that you want to work with? Because I know you just recently released a couple of tracks, Closer, and, of course, Self-Sabotage as well.
Yeah. I've been writing a ton. And when I met Phineas, we were really we were 18 and he was just at like the start of his career. So it was really nice to, what everybody's seeing now, I've known for the last few years, and he only has continued to grow. And we have a couple other things that haven't come out yet, but, it's really been awesome to see someone like him get the recognition that he deserves, and really to see the way that it's changed the industry. And I think, as far as with what happened with me and the comparisons to Justin Bieber and all of that, I get it. And I also think what's been really nice for me to see, just in regards to finding a little bit of hope, like especially in a time like this where right now we're all kind of just trying to see how we're going to make it through all of this as a society. I think it's really nice to see people going back and reflecting on maybe things that they said 10 years ago that weren't totally super nice, or things that they wouldn't maybe say today. And just even that growth in itself shows that there's some hope, for all of us.
You're living proof. In fact, you have the YouTube series with 1.4 million subscribers called Blacking Out with Rebecca Black, where you really do talk honestly about things like this. So what do you want to say to anybody watching right now who feels like they're dealing with bullying? Or what would you say to your 13-year-old self? Because you've come out through the other side. What advice would you give yourself or people watching right now who feel like they're being attacked, whether it be online or right now, even social distancing? I had somebody write me a DM yesterday who's very young and going through it. So what advice would you give?
I would say, you know, one, and this is really something that you have to get through to understand, but there is never a time in your life that is going to mark the rest of your life. And even like you guys said, Friday will always be something that's a part of my life, but it's not who I am. And nobody can define who you are off of one thing. You know, whether it be a song that you made or something about your appearance that people pick on you about, or something that you said long ago. Like, we are constantly growing. We're constantly figuring out who we are, and that's okay. And also, if you are young and dealing with it, talk to somebody that you trust about it. Mm-hmm. And that will always share the burden.
And I love that you say that, because you are, as Gina said, living proof. You're constantly growing. You're constantly evolving. You're constantly writing music, from a song like Sweetheart, which is so good, like so good. And then you drop Closer, as I mentioned, Self-Sabotage. Does that mean a new album is happening? We got to talk about the music. What's going on?
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's all you can do is grow and try to at least learn from, you know, what's kind of happened in your experience. So yeah, I put out Closer and Self-Sabotage and Sweetheart last year, and I'm still writing. I mean, there's a lot of adjustments to make now that, like, I'm doing sessions over Zoom and things like that. I actually have one today, but yeah, we'll see. You know, everybody's kind of taking everything day by day right now, but I don't think there's really anything that could stop me from writing. So
I love that, and nothing should stop you. You've inspired and helped many people today. Devo and I have talked about on air our experiences with bullying, so it's so important to constantly get the message out that people can come out from the other side and thrive and be strong. So thank you so much for doing all that you do, Rebecca. Stay well and call us anytime.
Yeah,
we're here.
Thank you.